For the first time, Denver District Attorney Beth McCann is putting a police shooting case before a grand jury. This as we're now seeing what Denver police saw when officers opened fire on a crowded Lodo Street. It happened a month ago as bars let out. 7 people were hurt, including 6 bystanders. 9 News reporter Jordan Chavez joins us from the newsroom. And Jordan, walk us through the video and what we can see now.
Yeah, so Corey, this is body camera footage from 5 officers who were there that night, as well as from surveillance video from Larimer Beer Hall and one of the city's overhead street cameras. Now, we do want to warn everyone, it does show police shooting a man outside a very busy bar. And normally we would blur the video because you see a person get shot, but we do believe it's important context for you to see it in its entirety. Now, this overhead video shows the initial fight police say caught their attention in the first place. In the different videos released, you can see officers walking along Larimer. Police say they were trying to stop Jordan Waddy, who from this angle is walking out onto Larimer with his hands in his pockets. He puts his hands up and then walks back onto the sidewalk toward the crowd. From a slowed down version of the front officer's perspectives, Waddy appears to try to pull something out of his pocket. Police say this is a gun in his hand. Waddy's lawyers say from this view, you can see his client throw that gun and put his hands up before officers shoot. But keep in mind, this happened within a few seconds. In total, police fired 7 shots. Late yesterday, the district attorney, as you mentioned, announced she will ask a grand jury to open an investigation into exactly what happened. And coming up in our next half hour, we will hear from the attorneys for Jordan Waddy as well as the others who were shot, Corey.
Split second decisions there. All right, Jordan, thank you.
Colorado State Patrol says they are still looking into a crash that killed a mom in Loveland last week. It happened on I-25 near Meade when a truck pulling an excavator crashed into an overpass. Debris from the overpass hit Megan Arnson's car, killing her and injuring a 10-year-old inside. We talked to Megan's friend, who says that 10-year-old was her son, and they were driving home after a day at Waterworld.
They were inseparable, and I know that when you hear stories like this and stuff, it's always sad, but Joe and Megan were literally together all the time.
CSP says no charge has been filed yet against the trucking company or the truck driver who hit the overpass, but the investigation, they say, is still ongoing.
A man from Castle Pines died while climbing Windham Peak on Monday. La Plata County identified him as 53-year-old Douglas Christensen. Windham Peak is in southwest Colorado in the hard-to-reach Chicago Basin area. Just getting to the trailhead involves a long train ride from Durango or Silverton, then a hike of several miles. Officials in La Plata County say that Christensen was climbing back down when he fell about 30 feet. His climbing partner attempted CPR, but he died before they were able to get a call in for help. Search and rescue crews couldn't get to the area until today because of Monday's storms.
The Denver office of the FBI announced the results of a major operation aimed at locating children who were the victims of sex trafficking. Nearly a dozen children were found, in addition to more than 24 children who had been reported missing. Here's 9 News Crime and Justice reporter Matt Jablow.
This was absolutely fantastic work by the team, which resulted in a real impact on the lives of some of our most vulnerable victims.
The FBI says Operation Cross Country took place nationwide from August 4th to August 6th. Here in the metro area, more than 40 law enforcement agencies across the Front Range took part.
The Denver field office located more victims than any other FBI field office across the country.
When it was over, the FBI says they located 11 child victims of sexual exploitation in the Denver area. Their average age, 13 years old.
In one instance, over the 3-day period, a minor was recovered, and the team was able to administer Narcan to save her life after she ingested fentanyl.
In addition to the 11 children who were located in Metro Denver, the FBI says they also identified 6 of the people who were trafficking the children. So far, 2 of them have been arrested on unrelated felony warrants.
It's imperative to recognize that we're holding these monsters accountable, and we're making sure that their victims are receiving the services necessary.
Yeah, incredible work by that team there. In 2012, the Denver FBI established a permanent task force focused on child exploitation and human trafficking. Since then, they say about 700 children have been recovered.
Tuesday, a judge rejected a plea deal for 2 former Kent Denver teachers who are accused of selling government secrets, trying to sell government secrets anyway. Jonathan and Diana Toby are both facing charges under the Atomic Energy Act. Jonathan Toby is accused of trying to sell information about nuclear submarines to agents that he believed were from another country. They were actually FBI agents. His wife, Diana, admitted that she acted as a lookout during the information drops. The two have remained in prison since their arrest last October after a judge declared them flight risk. The judge rejected their plea deal between 12 and 17 years for Jonathan and 3 years for Diana because he thought the sentence was too lenient. The pair will now go to trial in January.
And lawyers for the new owners of Casa Bonita are suing Lakewood in Jefferson County to stop some of their renovation plans from being made public. Trouble is, some of what they want to protect is already out there. Last week, Lakewood police released blueprints, plans, and permits to 9 News after we filed a request through the Colorado Open Records Act. They detailed at least $12 million worth of repairs and upgrades at the restaurant. Of the 800 pages of plans, the suit only applies to what it refers to as sensitive building materials. That includes layouts for new security cameras, which the city already released as part of the core request. Attorneys say that information could, quote, be used by someone intent on doing mass harm in a public space. In a statement on Tuesday, Lakewood said some documents provided to 9 News are involved in the litigation, but the suit does not impact 9 News or the documents released last week. Last week, we agreed to remove one document from the original article after the restaurant's lawyers expressed concern about employee safety.
Yesterday's high was just 70 degrees. Will be warmer today. You can see the 70s and 80s here. Maybe an isolated late storm, and then tomorrow even warmer as we approach that 90-degree mark with mostly sunny skies.